Hey, today I'm talking about 3 films featuring songs by the Lumineers. And the names of those 3 movies are Storks, Boundaries, and Happy Death Day. First up is Storks. This is a 2016 animated family film starring Andy Samberg. And the basic premise is everyone knows that storks deliver babies to families. But 18 years ago, they decided to switch the game up and stop delivering babies and now want to do package delivery. But a little boy wants a baby brother, and this baby that was lost in transit is going to help him get one. And I was very surprised with how much I enjoyed this film. Because like just looking at it, I'm like, it's probably just a cheap, no effort, money grab type of movie. But it was delightful. It was genuinely really funny and cute and heartwarming. There's so many moments in it that I loved. Like the little kid is great. His parents are workaholics. He's prepping for the baby and they're like, what are you doing, son? And then he starts just guilt tripping them, and it's so funny and delightful, and it works, and it's just, yeah, that's great. Oh my god, there was also a scene where like the baby's asleep and the main characters have to fight some penguins, but they have to be quiet during the whole thing, which just makes it so fun and silly and just works. It's great. Also a moment that I crazy love, there's a recurring joke about how birds can't see glass, and of course there's a scene where they go into a glass factory and Andy's character can't see any of the panes of glass, and it's so funny. I love it. There's a Vance Joy song too that plays at just the right moment that really elevates the emotions of the scene. In general, they did a good job with the music, but that one in particular was a standout for sure. And yeah, no, Andy was a great lead, and I love too that like they got actual voice actors for lots of the characters, including main roles. So yeah, no, I surprisingly enjoyed this movie a good solid amount. I would probably even rank it higher on repeat watch. So would I recommend it? Yeah, it's delightful, it's fun, it's charming. Even if you don't have kids, it's a good time. You'd probably especially connect to it though if you had kids, but even those childless out there like myself, it's worth a watch. It's a good fun movie. Next up is Boundaries. This is a 2018 film starring Vera Farmiga and Christopher Plummer. And the basic premise is they play father-daughter, but have had problems with boundaries over the course of their life. He lies a lot, he schemes a lot, he does lots of crime, and obviously that's been detrimental to her health. But he's getting kicked out of his old folks' home, and so she's taking him to California to move in with her sister, but maybe along the way they rekindle their relationship. And it's alright, it's a decent little film. I really liked Vera in this. I think she gave a really interesting performance. Like she did lots of character quirks that I found endearing and interesting. I don't think the plot was anything crazy, but I think her unique performance really added to the film and kept my attention and was the reason I was able to enjoy the film as much as I did. Christopher is good as always. No complaints there with him. And there's definitely good, fun, silly moments. An early on one was Christopher says to Vera, you used to laugh all the time. The things that I would say, and she's like, I just don't find you funny. And he's like, whatever. And then she fake laughs for a solid minute, and it's so funny. It's so over the top. Like I said, the story isn't anything crazy. It's fairly predictable, but it's not a bad experience. It's nice, it's fine. It's very middle of the road. Definitely harmless, but also not anything to really write home about. I would say if the story sounds interesting, go for it. Or if you're a fan of any of the actors in this film, then go for it. You're not in for a bad time by any means. But if it doesn't look that intriguing, it's an okay one to skip. It's a nice little film that I would kind of recommend. And lastly is Happy Death Day. This is a 2017 film that I had seen before, and I remember liking a good solid amount the first time around. So I went into this with pretty high expectations. characterizations. And I really didn't care for it this time around, which so surprised me. And the reason really is the characterization of the main character, because she is just the biggest asshole. I mean, especially the first time loop. But before I get into that though, I should say the premise. The premise is it's classic time loop movie set in a college with this incredibly insufferable woman where she keeps getting murdered, so she's trying to figure out who is murdering her. And yeah, no, she is just the worst person. Like, she is a dick to every single person she comes across. And it's not just the first time, it's for the majority of the film, she is just the biggest dick. And even when she's like trying to investigate stuff, she's still an asshole to everyone. Eventually, when she's like, oh, I finally made it all the way through, this is it, then she's a good person. But by that point, I'm like, I don't care. And I think another issue that I have is that I have seen the sequel before, and a key thing that I remember about the sequel is that it finishes the mystery that this one started, insofar as it kind of negates some of the stuff that happens in this movie. So like, I'm sitting here watching this movie not really enjoying myself and knowing that it's going to give us an end, it's going to give us an answer, but it's not going to be a complete answer or a satisfying answer, because the sequel is going to do so much more that this film just didn't do. So yeah, it was kind of hard to give a shit about this, just because I know that it really wasn't gonna matter in the end. So yeah, I surprisingly didn't super care for this movie. I put it in the meh section. This wasn't a didn't liked, but it's a solid meh for me, which was really sad to see. So yeah, I honestly didn't really care for this movie, and I don't really recommend it. Alright, Gina, for today's rankings. First up, we got Storks sitting at number 102 in the quite alike section. And then after that is Boundaries sitting at number 130 in the liked section. And then bringing up the rear, rightfully so, is Happy Death Day sitting at number 161 in the meh section. And this is a total of 195 old movies so far this year. Okay, and now the whole reason I did this theme is because I recently went to a Lumineers concert, and I just want to talk about that because it was fun. As you can see behind me, I'm obviously a big fan of Lumineers. I've got all 6 of their albums. The 6th one's the live one. You can hardly see it over there. Don't super care for Brightside though. Favorite is Cleopatra. That one's just, it's so good. It's so good. And I do like their new album. The whole trip was a Christmas present to my sister. I was definitely looking forward to it. Unfortunately, a couple weeks prior to the concert, I had this whole big drama thing happen in my life that was very emotionally devastating. I was in a very not good place for a while, which really sucked, because I'm like, I love the Lumineers. I was so excited for the concert, but because of all this BS drama that was going on in my life, I couldn't re-listen to the albums prior to. The day before, I was talking to one of my friends, and they were like, oh, are you super excited for the concert tomorrow? And I'm like, no, I don't really even care, which really sucked, because like, spent a lot of money on this. I've been a fan of theirs since the beginning. I want to be excited, but I just couldn't be. Day of, kind of having lots of anxiety, don't really want to go through with it. My sister and I go to a movie beforehand. Sorry, Baby. Great movie, would recommend. Went out to eat. We decided we didn't really care about the opener, so we showed up most of the way through their set. Our seats were super high nosebleeds, but they were close to the stage, so like we were basically just like overlooking the stage. And honestly, it didn't feel like we were that far away, especially because like there were big screens everywhere and we were close to one of the screens. And it also didn't feel like claustrophobic or that high up, because we were also right next to the exit. So even though we were literally the last seats in the thing, we could just easily walk out and be like level floor right there. So that was nice. They started playing, I just immediately started singing and just getting into it. And it was great. All my worries kind of just evaporated away, because I was just here singing these songs that I love with this band that I love. And they started off with some great classic classic hits. I thought maybe I would get emotional at some point because there's one song that always makes me cry just when listening to it by myself. So I thought maybe tears would happen at that point, but I cried much earlier than that. I cried at the third song. It was Angela. There's a recurring line in that song where they say home at last. The whole song is about this woman who is in her small town. She believes her life is out there in the world, and she finally is making the break for it. And like, even though she's living in hotels and stuff, she's now doing what she believes she is meant to do, so she is finally home at last. It's a really beautiful song. I love it a lot. I think what got to me so much is that line, home at last, in that the band, the universe, whatever, telling me that I am home at last, that I am on the other side of this shit show, that I have persevered through this great stupidity that happened to me, and that I'm home, that I'm okay, that it's good, that I'm now in a place that is like the metaphorical home, that idea of home from when you're a small child. It's not necessarily the building, it's just that feeling that you get when you are home and you're with the people that love you and care about you. A place that is just warmth, that is just love, that is just safety. It was just the universe telling me that I'm okay, that I've made it. And God, yeah, I just started to cry, and it was such a great release. And it felt so personal too, because it's like, it's the band telling me this. It's these people who have helped me throughout other points in my life. Because like, part of the reason why I love the album Cleopatra so much is because when that album was coming out, I was going through a big breakup. But like, I just listened to that album over and over and over again. It really struck a chord with me, and honestly really helped me through that time. So all these years later, as I'm going through this other bullshit drama stuff, this new album comes out, which I do like. I enjoy it a lot. Asshole's probably my favorite. So it just felt so fitting that this band that's been there for me in the past is literally there for me again while I'm going through this new difficult experience. So yeah, I love that. That was great. Whole concert I loved overall. I sang the entire thing through, which was just a blast. My voice was killing me the next day. The only one I didn't sing for was they did a cover of New York State of Mind, which is a song I know, but I don't like know. And that was the only song I got to sit for as well. So that was a nice little break. But yeah, no, I loved the whole experience. It was so much fun. I would without a doubt go again. And if you're a fan of the band, I would definitely without a doubt recommend going to see them. They've got a well-crafted show with great special effects. I'm super glad that I was able to power through my anxiety and depression and all that other bullshit to go see the show, because I crazy loved it and would love to go again, and without a doubt recommend the experience. If you've been to one of the shows, I was at the St. Paul one at the then called Xcel Energy Center. So if you were also there, please tell me about your experience with them. Or if you've been to any of the shows, I would love to hear anyone else's time with them. Or even just like, you know, favorite songs, stuff like that. I'd love to talk about the Lumineers. So yeah, no. Crazy love the band, crazy love the experience. Wholeheartedly recommend.